Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool automatic electric 3-slot payphone, and this is Jamie's telephone from California. And so basically what had happened with this telephone is we had to gain access into this telephone because basically the body was locked and the vault door was locked. But what we found when we opened this telephone, the keys were supposed to be in the vault area because in shipping, the person who had owned this telephone before Jamie thought they had put the keys in the coin return, and then through some moves they thought that they had gone into the vault area. But actually what we had found in the vault area bouncing around was just a bunch of hardware that basically is the mounting screws for the telephone, or what they were using at the time. So the other issue that we found was the vault lock is actually not a vault lock at all. The key, I think, will turn with anything. Basically, it just turns and it does not grab the deadbolt and take it down. So this lock is actually not a vault door lock. It might be able to be used as one. They had it in this vault door, but it's in the locked mode, and we'd have to try to find out what type of key this lock goes with. And so basically, you know, it probably could be used, but if we don't have a key to this, then we'll have to get rid of it. So we're going to move that out of the way. And of course, here's your vault door now with no lock in it. And we do have a cash box. This telephone's in very good condition. We do have a cash box here. Now another issue that we have with this telephone is there's a bell in it. Someone had installed a bell, but it's just flopping all around. And so we want to troubleshoot that bell in the telephone, and if the bell's in working condition, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and use it, but we'll mount it into the situation here better. So we have to go through the wiring and rewire everything, make sure that everything is wired the way that we need it wired. They do have a date up on the capacitor here by the network, 3 of 64. So at some point they wrote a date in there. As far as the age of the telephone, it would be hard to say. They made these for quite a few years, and it's a very sought-after model, so they were really cool telephones. In this one, we have a decent body info card, and we'll give you a still picture of that. It also has a really cool center dial card and ring. And like I said, we'll take a still picture of that. We also have a top sign, and we want to get a card and protective cover in that top sign. Now, on the rotary, it's very sluggish. It's not returning properly, so we're definitely going to have to go through the rotary and get that straightened out. Over on the base of the unit, what we want to do is install a modular port so Jamie can simply walk up to the back of this telephone and plug in any line cord, any color, any length. So we'll get that installed. Now another issue that we found was the body has the wrong lock in it also. So what we're going to do is we're going to install a aftermarket cam lock in this telephone, and that way Jamie will be able to lock the body, and we'll probably have to do something with the vault lock and track down a lock and key for that, or try to find a key that will fit this lock and maybe rekey that key to that lock. We also want to go through the coin validator. We want to make sure that our money is dropping all the way through the coins, and dimes would ring twice on the bell, nickels one time, and then the quarters will gong. And I can see that somebody's got the gong kind of smashed there, so that's not going to work properly until we get that straightened out. Take a break from the video, and we're going to go ahead and start converting this telephone and repairing it and going through everything on it and getting it straightened out. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with this telephone. And on the top, which is called the flag, basically it's an informational card that we installed, and we will take a still picture of that. And anyway, that's a plus on these 3-slot payphones to have that flag at the top, is what they call it. And another issue was, in an earlier part of the video, we showed that there was a bell that had been installed in this telephone, but it was not in working condition, and it was basically loose. So it was just flopping around. And we secured that bell and repaired the circuit. We also went through the wiring and rewired this telephone the way we want it wired to work on a home phone line. And basically this telephone had some locks in it, and originally it was thought that the keys to those locks ended up in the vault area because the owner had thought that they'd put it into the coin return, and through a few moves they thought that the keys had ended up in the coin area, which they were not. And they were not the locks that were originally to this telephone. So what we did was we installed an aftermarket cam lock, and then we went ahead and installed a 10L original lock and key, because on a vault door you basically kind of have to go with the original, or really close to the original lock, or the key will not fit in the vault because of the fact of the way the vault is cut. And so we also went through the rotary on this telephone and got that straightened out. The rotary was real slow on returning, and it needed to be cleaned, oiled, and adjusted. So we got that squared away. We also installed a modular port so that Jamie can simply walk up to this telephone and plug any line cord, any length, any color into it, and we'll take a still picture of that also. So now what we want to do is we want to do some of our final checks. And I'm going to go ahead and ring this telephone. We'll let that go a few times. We'll let it go 2 more times. And then we'll answer it. Give you some dial tone. And now what we want to do, if you watch the analyzer, is we want to walk through the numbers and watch them rack off on the analyzer. I'm going to end in a 2. And now what I want to do is transmit into the handset. So if you watch this red light on the analyzer, every time I transmit, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit every time you see that red light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know that this telephone is dialing out. It has transmit and receive. It also rings when you call the telephone. So now what we can do is we can move the telephone over to a regular line, and we'll go ahead and call a time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
afternoon. When you need body work, we're a short drive away. Offenburg Body Center, 234-0330. Today is Sunday, December 30th. The time is 5:31. Current temperature, 39 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast. Becoming mostly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 20s. Occasional snow on Monday, possibly mixed with rain. Snow accumulation about 2 inches, highs in the mid-30s.
Okay. Now we can call one other number. We'll call my number, give you some dial tone, and it'll be busy. Okay, so now when you get into these telephones and you pull the body off, you always want to press down on the body a little bit and press it back, because that's kind of the way they work. You want to take some of the stress off the lock. So we'll go ahead and push it in a little, and then we'll unlock, and then we'll pull the body out some. And then we want to push it back down, and then lock the unit up. Now also what we can do is, I have some change here. We'll go ahead and let the money fall through, the coins, into the change machine, the coin box. I want to lower the video a little. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a quarter, and that will gong and fall into the cash box. Jamie has a cash box. A dime will ring the bell twice. A nickel will ring the bell once. We'll do another quarter. We'll do a nickel. A dime. We'll do another quarter. One more nickel. And a dime. We'll go ahead and open our vault. And this is our 10L lock and key. Now these locks are getting old and they have some age on them, and so do the keys. And they can be a little finicky at times. So, you know, that's one thing to be aware of. But this is an original lock and key that we have installed here. So, and these 10L locks and keys are getting very, very hard to find. We want to go ahead and remove our cash box. And so now we have some bubblegum money there for Jamie. We'll go ahead and dump that out. And having a cash box to this telephone is a plus. Jamie also had a really nice informational card here on the body, and I believe he got this telephone from a neighbor of his, and so he's got a really cool telephone. It's a very nice A&E and in very good condition. We want to go ahead and put our vault back on, our door. And so now that we're finished up with this telephone, we can return this telephone to Jamie and he can start enjoying it. It's just a really cool telephone, and I'm sure his neighbor will end up seeing this telephone. We're going to kind of go back up a little bit and give you a look at the top flag and the body informational card there. And we're also, like I said earlier, you would have already seen some still pictures of this telephone. Just a really nice find. Now when we ship these telephones back, basically to the customer, we will remove this informational flag info card at the top in the frame. We do not want that to get bent in shipping, and it only is held on by 4 screws. So once you take the body off, you just put the 4 screws and nuts back on, and your informational card will be back in place. But I don't like shipping them with that card on there, and you know, in case something happens in shipping. So this is Jamie's telephone from California, A&E 3-slot payphone. Very nice telephone, and neighbor, I'm sure, will get to see this video, but it's a very cool telephone, and now it's a working telephone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.